Montana is, I think, the only Big Sky, and certainly one of the few state universities that contribute very little from the state. And so we would not have an athletic program without booster contributions. It's that simple.
When I was here before as an assistant coach, our booster program was very strong and vibrant. When I went to Eastern Washington, I noticed that Eastern Washington didn't have the same group. And if I look around the conference, only one other school besides Montana State has a booster corps that's as big and as caring as what we have here, and that's at the University of Montana. So these two programs really are able to lean on their booster groups, not only for support, not only for fan attendance, but also for economic reasons to make your program stretch a little further.
Of the entire budget for the athletic department, the football program uses approximately 1/3 of that. And of that 1/3 of the budget they use, approximately 25% of their budget, the football annual budget, about 25% of that goes to scholarships for student athletes in the football program specific.
Well, without our big booster organization, number one, football at this level would not be possible at Montana State University because we're located geographically a long ways from population centers. And Division I AA football requires a tremendous number of athletes in your program that have to have better athletic skill than you have throughout the width and breadth of Montana. There's just not enough athletes in the state to field a competitive Division I AA program in the state alone, let alone for two schools.
Of the 100% of the scholarship dollars that we need to fund every year, which is approximately $2.5 million, about 400,000 of that is eaten up by football. And of that 400,000 that we commit to football, we have a booster club who raises about, I think $600,000 towards the $2.5 million.
So you need money, you need scholarships to be able to go to the population centers, Seattle, down to San Diego, into Texas, into Florida, into wherever you need to go to add to your team's bulk of athletic talent, because Sacramento State, Portland State, Eastern Washington with its proximity to Seattle, Northern Arizona with its proximity to Phoenix and Southern California. The other schools in our conference have access to athletes without having to spend a lot of money getting to them. Whereas at Montana and Montana State, everywhere we go during recruiting, if we as we fight tooth and nail for the kids in Montana, then you have to get on a plane and fly and bring kids in on a flight, and you have to have scholarships. Otherwise, kids wouldn't come from California to Montana to go to school and play football.
Montana State Football, this is Kylie. The Quarterback Club is an organization, strictly a booster organization for the football program. The funds that are brought in through that partially go to a stipend for Kramer, partially and mainly go to recruiting.
The competition in terms of getting the athletes you need has become more and more severe.
So Quarterback Club is very vital to our recruiting process. It funds a lot of our plane tickets and our dinners and just bringing these top recruits in.
What Mike Kramer's done in an attempt to get this program back, he's given a lot of boosters more access than they've ever had before.
He talks about any issues that we have as far as injuries are concerned. When he goes, every week he goes through the previous week's game.
He really gives people a great understanding, and to do that, you know, people give a certain amount of money to the football program. And he has taken that money and I think very smartly spent it in terms of they have the best video system you can have for a football program in the United States. There's nobody who has anything better, I don't think. They have good facilities, they have a great training room. They've used that money to recruit players out of state at a much higher level than they once could. When we have a big victory, he comes into the Quarterbacks Club and thanks them. I mean, I think he does that very smartly. It's not an easy thing to do. And I can't imagine it's an easy thing to do, you know, Monday afternoon to be having your game plan dissected in a mall somewhere in Billings, and then do the same thing Monday evening in Bozeman, and then do Tuesday evening in Great Falls. I mean, giving people that kind of access and having that kind of resilience really takes a special person to keep plugging away through all that.
Nick Stevenson, of course, is coaching our offense, helping coach our pup offensive line on the scout team. So there's 5 full scholarship guys who've undergone the knife. I have 2 offensive linemen with concussions, and I have no idea who's going to long snap. No idea. This is Demetrius Williams, right to left on the hand sweep. We're running a wide receiver sweep inside, and it's a great gain of 11. But right away, Sandy, my wife of 29 years, goes, "You can't win when you run reverses." So her first comment after the game is, "You open it with a reverse, I'm ready to go home." Does anybody know what the mathematic statistics are for recovering an onside kick? 10%? 3%. So when you're getting down to a situation where it's got to be a recovery for an onside kick, man, warm up the bus. Just, we've already recovered 2 this year, and I've used up my quota. Nate Cook comes in, good protection by Bolts. He's a little high, getting blown back. Good snap by Dusty and a field goal. We're on the scoreboard. The thing that surprised me, and will always surprise me till the day I die, is that our defensive line disappeared. What happened to Cordero? What happened to Montoya? What happened to Ray Sebastian, our big 3? Those guys usually dominate the line of scrimmage, push the quarterback, and don't make other things that we make mistakes on seem so apparent. And our defensive front was led in tackles by Clive Lowe with 3. So we felt a little bit the effect of losing Coach O'Brien. Just a little bit, just a smidgen. There becomes the big issue. Travis Lulay. Travis Lulay is still carrying the burden of 4 interceptions from Wyoming. He just can't get it out of his system. So since then, he's been holding the ball. 2 of the interceptions, and I tried to explain this to him yesterday. I tried to show him how he's holding the ball. He and I just met by ourselves. I think we've made good progress with our receivers. You know, and I showed that to him yesterday, and he looked at it and he saw it, because he's this bright kid. And today in practice, he was very sharp. Primarily because we used Joey Thomas at wide receiver. And I appreciate your point of view. I don't get me wrong. I understand it. It makes people uncomfortable to see guys get pass interference calls. The late hit, the first late hit, the first penalty, the guy pulls him down, the referee doesn't see it, and they flag him for 15. The second one, he's dragging the guy along the ground. I don't believe that's a penalty, and that's my opinion.
Okay, I expect some tomfoolery today. I expect possibly an onside kick. We win the toss, we're taking the ball.
We've got a lot of feedback from our boosters. They care a lot. They come to the games, they buy their tickets, and they hang over the fence and give advice. And that's good. That's what other programs in this conference don't have.
So, let's go get this thing done.
I attend lots and lots of practices. I know the players. Several of the players are good friends of mine, especially some of the Montana kids. I knew their dad when their dads were little people running around.
If all of a sudden our booster club decided to dissipate and disappear and not be here, we'd have a very difficult time functioning at any level other than maybe at the Division III level in the NCAA, simply because we wouldn't have the money to compete.
You know, I live and die with the Bobcats, whatever they are. So from that standpoint, I'm as big as anybody, but no bigger than a lot of people. From the standpoint of financial contributions and those sorts of things, I am not as big as some. From the standpoint of going to out of the area games in basketball and football, I'm as big as most, but not the biggest.
If you took a look at our booster program, and it's been a very solid function for us over a number of years, well developed, well organized over time, but the numbers have increased significantly that indicate we need to have more money. The expense side is getting greater, so the revenue side needs to follow and catch up.
It's great, warm day. Keep the juices flowing. Let's go. Let's get it. We gotta make some plays today, man. Playmakers. 1, 2, 3. Playmakers.
All week long. Okay, just win. Just be aggressive and know what we're doing. Okay? Here we go. Come on. Let's go. Dominate on 3. 1, 2, 3. Dominate.
You've got a feeling that there's something going on around you. It's going on without you.
If we only fund $5,000 per scholarship, we've got to have the other $5,000 of a $10,000 scholarship coming from somewhere else. So without our booster club being what it is now, And without us planning to improve it, expand it, and get it to grow, our ability to go scholarship student athletes becomes limited, and therefore our ability to be successful in the competitive arena and out on the football field or wherever it is we compete becomes very limited as well.
Well, I feel my investment was great if we had not won a game, as long as we had quality people who went to school and worked toward their degree and played the best they could when they were on the field and were the best citizens they could be off of it. These kids that are coming here, a good many of them, wouldn't be here without the support of the academic support. It adds a diversity of people. It brings in extremely bright kids.
Third down, about 3 yards to go. Jimmy Beal is into the lineup. He split wide left. 5 receivers set. Here comes the blitz. Lule gets it away and wide open and caught at the 50. And it's going to be streaking down the middle of the field. Nick Barbero, who's going to go the distance for a touchdown. No flag. And the redshirt freshman from De La Salle High School will take it the distance for perhaps the most unlikely touchdown in the history of Bobcat football. Stands tall in the pocket, now has to scramble. Over the middle, picked off by Joey Thomas. Thomas has it at the 20, directing traffic, gets a good block to the 30. Now he's at the 34-yard line, out of bounds. First INT of the year for Joey Thomas, and Joey Thomas gives the Bobcats the football. Lule in punt formation. Ball's on the left hash, a lot of room to the right side of the football field. That's where he rolls, defensed well, and he'll kick one up there end over end, down to about the 19, and it's dropped! And Jonathan Moloch falls on it at the 21. Dewey Creighton dropped the football, and the Bobcats take over at the 21-yard line of Weber State. Lule under center at the 21. 3 receivers to the near side, ball on the right hash. Lule straight drop, they're gonna go up top right away. Lule over the middle, wide open to Turnquist at the 5 and into the end zone. Touchdown, Scott Turnquist and Montana State. The 5th touchdown catch of the year by Turnquist, who caught it in traffic, banged off a couple of purple shirts, and pay dirt Bobcats. It's 12-0.
We need another touch right here. Let's go, let's go.
Lule, long count, quick drop, 3-step drop, being pressured, heaves it deep, looking for Corey Smith, a beautifully thrown ball, and it's hauled in at the Weber State 30-yard line. shotgun again with Moloch alongside Lule. 4-receiver set. Ball spotted on the right hash. Lule looking to the short side of the field, under pressure. Over the middle, Turnquist at the 9, to the 5, to the end zone. Scott Turnquist from 15 yards away with his second touchdown reception of the ball game and his 6th of the year.
That way. The only thing about it is the fourth, if there's any wins, it'll be that way. It'll be coming out of the south. Just something to think about, but I'll let it alone. Before I make my final call, I want to see the win before I send them out. Okay? All right, kickoff cover. Just don't kick that fucker out of bounds. Put it on the ground, they have a hard time, they're not real athletic in picking it up. Kickoff return. All work to do that. Kick it out of bounds. Punt cover. We're okay. We're getting a little tired, but like Nick, like I told Nick and Kane, you stay. We got to sub for you somewhere else. I cannot get those guys off the field. I'm too thin already. So you guys got to stay on it. On punt and cover. On punt.
3rd and 10 for Weber on their own 24. Shotgun. Here comes Montoya. Bauer breaks the pocket. Looking long, throwing into double coverage, and it's going to be picked off by Kayem Hunter. Hunter has it at the 45 down to midfield, knocked out of bounds at the 50. Kayem Hunter with the second Bobcat INT of the day. Needs to get it off, he does. 3-man rush, they settle back in the zone over the middle. Corey Smith, touchdown! Corey Smith on the post route for a touchdown as Travis Lule threaded the needle and the Bobcats lead it 25-3.
The Holiday Inn, of course, for welcoming us down here, a little home away from home every Tuesday morning. This man needs no introduction, and let's start by recapping what was a fabulous weekend for Bobcat football.
We did a great job all week long of keeping it quiet. No use letting your opponent know what your weaknesses are. And whereas injuries are part of the game, it's not an NFL situation. We don't have to talk about our injuries if we don't want to. And a lot of times I don't give misinformation, but I will withhold information if I deem it helpful to our team. I try to be more open than any other coach in the conference about what's going on with our team. There are just some things that I'm just not going to break our neck about. No question, Travis Lule, 324 yards, 25 of 34, his best day as a collegian, and his best day as a Bobcat quarterback in doing what we ask him to do. Stand in the pocket, trust your protection, take your correct steps, take your hitch, throw the ball to the guy on time. And our offense just played like it's capable of playing. I think both staffs know what's at stake in this ballgame, reading by their comments in the paper and what their guys are saying, and how our guys feel, what our guys are saying. We understand the importance of this ballgame. They have all the weapons and everything's going their way right now. On defense, they're not as good as they've been in the past. It looks like they've got some pretty good statistics, but they're not as good defensively as any one of the NAU teams I've played against I've coached against since I've been here. We're gonna bump, jostle, harass, harangue, touch, push, elbow, bump, talk. Those wide receivers better be coming ready for 3 hours of mayhem, because we're gonna trade penalties, not flagrant penalties, but chippy penalties that you might agree or not agree with for yards. We're not gonna allow any receiver to run upfield unabated against this defense, period. So get your complaints out now, get them out of the way. Because we are gonna play that way, and when we get flagged, you gotta sit back on your heels, know that you're a veteran fan. You guys are veteran fans. When we play pass defense here, no receiver, we challenge every throw, we challenge every pass, we challenge every catch. If we get a PI, so what? What we don't do, because we don't do like Weaver does, allow guys wide open to run with the ball. So get prepared for a headache. If you get a migraine watching Joey Thomas play, you better bring the full bottle of aspirin and some ibuprofen, because we are gonna challenge, we are gonna be aggressive, we are gonna do everything in our power to take their receivers out of the game. We'll trade penalties early for ineffective play late, and that's what you get when you play against this defense. And if they get a first down because we get a pass interference call, so what? We're still the best defense in the conference. We're still the best defense in the conference on scoring. We're still the best defense in the conference on pass efficiency defense. We're still the best third down defense in the Big Sky Conference. So I don't know what else you want us to be. That's exactly what I want us to be. That is red star, 4-star, 5-star. That's perfect going into this ballgame.
My name is Rita Elliott, and I have two sons playing for the Bobcats. One is Grant Elliott, number 37, and the other one is Ryan Elliott, number 4.
My son's Adam Cordero. We're from Boulder, Montana, and go Cats!
College football is great because, I mean, last week it was somber and everyone's worried and the season's over and people are all down on their dauber counting the days till basketball season, and then you beat Weber State in this fashion and now everybody's ready to go. The chests are puffed out in the community and they're like, hey, you know what? We've got the first place team coming to our place, then Sac State. People are starting to count ahead already that if the Bobcats can take care of their own business at home, that favorable schedule, well, they're in pretty good shape.
It was a preseason goal of ours to go to the playoffs, and you know, there's still a chance that could happen. So I think a big challenge for us now is we got a big win. We can't let down. You know, we got to use this to get going. You know, take our whole game as a team to the next level.
Now, it's not an easy task. NAU is an outstanding football team. They're undefeated in the league. The Bobcats have not beaten NAU in forever and a day. They've got a freshman quarterback and a ton of weapons on the offensive side of the football. It will be a true heavyweight slugfest in Bozeman. But it's amazing what that one win can do for you. Instead of being 0-2 in the league and playing out the string, if the Bobcats can beat NAU at home, suddenly things look pretty good in the league.
Every conference game means everything. You know, I mean, the preseason is great and you want to win all those games, but, you know, if you can't win your conference games, then, you know, I mean, that's why we play, is for the conference. That's why we recruit. We don't recruit to play, you know, Northern Colorado and St. Mary's and those guys. We recruit to play NAU, Portland State, you know, Montana.
We treat every game, every conference game, like it's a playoff game. And so going into the NAU game with already one loss in the conference, we knew we have to win every game from here on out to have a chance to even go to the playoffs, to have a chance at the title.
That's our focus going into the game. We know that we have to win this game in order to repeat as Big Sky champs this year. So our whole focus is to go in knowing we have to win this game. Just we're focusing on NAU and nothing above, nothing ahead of us, just them, and we're going to try to come out fast, like I said.
It's definitely a situation where the Bobcats want this to be a family atmosphere, and that's what it has become. There are a lot of local players. A guy like Dusty Dawes, his dad Brad was an outstanding All-American here, and he's in town. You see the Elliots down from Fort Benton for every trip. The Iones and the Turnquists come rolling over from Billings. Folks coming down from Great Falls. A lot of families from around Montana are incredibly involved. And not just with their kids. It's not, look at my kid and we don't care about the rest of the team photo. It's really an all-embracing sort of deal.
My mom and dad can't hardly stand to miss a game, and my brother's been coming out a lot because he's, you know, my brother's weighing the option of where he's going to go to school, and so he really likes being around college football and everything. So, but yeah, they've been to every single game so far, and you know, that's just awesome when you're on the road in California somewhere you've never been before and you see familiar faces after the game. So it's reassuring to know that your folks are in the stands watching. It's always nice to have somebody there.
Great support from parents like Jay Hackett's father from San Diego. He's a Marine. He drives to every football game from San Diego. He'll hop in the car and he will motor. He even motored out to McNeese State last year for the playoff game. Amazing story. He's always there. Corey Smith's family, always in attendance.
I got a real supportive family. I mean, my parents, both of them come to every game. My dad's been to every game. Even when I was a red shirt, he came to all the home games even. And then since I've been playing, my mom and my dad have come to every game. They're very supportive of me.
Well, you know, we've been following behind Corey since he's about 5 years old playing sports. And it's just something we do naturally.
I think I'm having a pretty solid year, especially with special teams. My returns, I'm doing real good. Receiving, I'm playing probably better than I have any of the other years I've been here.
The atmosphere, getting to know the other players and things, talking to them, and you know, just letting them know that there are some parents around willing that'll come in to watch them play and letting them know that we're there for them. You know.
I've come into this year knowing it's my last year playing here. I've been here for 5 years. I mean, us and the group of seniors we're all real close.
Pretty good friends with 10 or 12 families that basically his graduating class and the class that came in after him. We're pretty close with those people.
We're trying to play hard together because we know it's our last year together and we want to finish this season on a high note like we did last year for those seniors.
He values his education. He's looking forward to graduating in May with his degree, and hopefully he gets a shot at the pros, and if not, he knows he'll have his degree, he can move on.
I'm trying to finish this season strong doing my special team stuff, and hopefully that'll get me a look by a team and I can get on there with a tryout maybe.
My name is Ray Cordero. My son's Adam Cordero. We're from Boulder, Montana, and go Cats.
And I'm Vicki Cordero, and we are from Boulder, Montana, not Colorado like they keep saying on the television. And we're supporting the Bobcats.
Yeah, I get huge support from my parents. My parents are both pretty sweet. You know, all my friends like them. Everybody likes to hang out with them, talk to them, stuff like that. I mean, they're really good people.
Adam started playing football when he was a 5th grader. We call it small fry up here. And Adam stood out then. He enjoys playing. He always had a good time. He's always been able to be competitive with anybody he played against, and we're hoping he does it again today.
It's kind of tough because, I mean, before a game, you know, everybody has their own mode. Everybody has like things they do before a game to get ready for it. And with Parents Weekend, you know, you come out and you're with your parents and it's your last time. And, you know, that's when you start getting really emotional about things because it's finally kicking in that, you know, you're getting done quick. You're not going to do this anymore quick.
Adam's always loved to play sports, and hopefully he can continue it.
And as parents, we encourage him. When he gets down, you build him back up. Like Ray was saying, we'd love to see him go anywhere, and so would he. So we just support him and talk him up when he's down and tell him, yeah, you can do it. If he wants to do it, he'll do anything.
You know, your parents support you through everything that you've been through, and you know, it's like if your life is a book, the chapter is done in a page. You know, it's one of those type of deals, and that's what makes it hard.
I think the biggest part is Adam's going to hate leaving here. He loves Bozeman. If they had a pro team here, I know that'll be where he'd want to go.
My name is Rita Elliott, and I have 2 sons playing for the Bobcats. One is Grant Elliott, number 37, and the other one is Ryan Elliott, number 4.
My name's Stu Elliott, and I also have 2 boys.
Two boys.
Same 2 boys, actually, playing for the Bobcats, Grant and Ryan. And we've been Bobcats pretty much all our lives. Here for another sunny day and hopefully a win. They make a pretty good combination, actually. They line up together on kickoffs and punt returns, and it's pretty cool seeing both kids side by side playing for a Division I football team. I usually get football nerves about Wednesday night at home, and Ryan's had both knees, ACLs on him, and Grant's had a lot of cartilage taken out of one of his, and yeah, it's a concern. But if you've ever played the sport or a big fan of it, that's the sport.
You know, the other thing too is people have said, don't you wish they wouldn't do this? Well, if they weren't doing this, they'd be riding a bull in a rodeo, or they'd be jumping out of airplanes. And you know, they're not sit at home, do nothing kind of guys.
I know for Ryan, being a real politician, you might say, in his own words, he's ready to go on and try the game of life in other areas.
They really love Montana, and they love many things it has to offer, the fishing, the hunting, and things like that. So I think they are ready for some other things after that, too. I don't think people sometimes realize that these kids are 18, 19, 20 years old. Our quarterback, I think, is only 20.
19,
And 19, the pressure that they take and the comments the fans have. I mean, they're not going out there to lose this game. And they spend hours and hours.
Guys.
Hi, guys. They spend hours and hours working at this all summer even. I mean, they skip the boating and
I'm
everything
being nice.
else, so. And even the coaches, you know, typical parents once in a while we're upset at them too, but they don't come out here to lose the game either. You know, everybody's working as hard as they can.
See, I don't sit with the parents a lot. I've coached a lot of sports in my day, and I see a different game than they do because everybody's focused on their kids and if they catch a pass or drop a pass, and it gets pretty spooky sometimes.
Ryan, the birthday boy, in motion to the left side of the formation. They'll give to Moloch at the 5, at the 3, into the end zone. Touchdown, Montana State. At the 9:57 mark of quarter number 1, the Bobcats grab the lead. Marietta nearly lost the handle on the snap, and he threw it, intercepted. Intercepted by Clive Lowe. He's at the 50, to the 40, and down to the 36-yard line of Northern Arizona. The defensive end out of Coral Springs, Florida. Clive Lowe with his second pick of the year.
Did you get washed?
No, I went up and I came back in.
Too quick? Yeah. Can't go quick yet.
Instead, they'll give it to Robinson, and he'll bust it right up the gut near the goal line.
It's a
touchdown. And he's in.
Touchdown,
Roger Robinson. Molahan had a shot at him at the line of scrimmage. He ran through Mac's arms and into the end zone, and Robinson puts the Lumberjacks on the scoreboard with his 6th rushing score of the season. Ball on the right hash. A shotgun for Lule. Here comes NAU. They bring 6. Lule dumps it over the middle, and it's too tall, tipped around, and it is intercepted. About 3 different players had their hands on the football, and NAU comes away with the INT.
You gotta come down and you gotta drive them. You have to create the hole. You can't just meet the guy and stop the feed, okay? Now listen, I'm Ben.
They're looking down the left sideline. They're looking for Clarence Moore, and he has it for a touchdown. 26-yard fade pattern. Thomas was there. It was a perfectly thrown ball, and Northern Arizona takes the lead.
They're not anything special, man. All right, they're just dudes. Okay, so let's keep on. Nobody panic. Right? We're stalling out, and we're not giving up any points. All right, so let's go. Let's go. We gotta go.
Hey, we can't count on them not giving up points, fellas. We gotta score.
Art Gould kicking off, and it's a short kick. And coming up to catch it is Jimmy Beal, and he drops it. It's picked up by Northern Arizona, and they're going to score a touchdown as it bounced off of Jimmy Beal's chest, and it was scooped up by Javon Myers, who raced in for the score. Can you believe it? It's 20-7 NAU.
I'm Rhonda Ione.
I'm Cass Ione, and our son is Kane Ione. He's number 10.
Number 10.
Number 10, yeah. Football is great, but that's just a tool for him to get his education. You know, being an athlete is something extra, and we've always taught the boys, you're a student first and an athlete second. You know, so that's the most important factor. You go to school to get an education. You don't go to school to play football.
He learned that real early. He had to miss when he was in the 4th grade, a baseball game, because there was an undone assignment in his backpack that I found. And he was all ready to go to the game, and I was like, what is this? And he told me what it was, and I let him get in his uniform. We jumped in the car. We went over, and I said, "You may now go tell your coach why you're not going to get to play today." And he never had anything missed again because he understood that
the importance of the academic side.
God, family, school, athletics.
You know, to have the opportunity to watch my son play, you know, we give praise and thank to God and also to the University of Montana State University for providing our son with the opportunity to get his education and to play ball here. So, you know, I mean, for us, that's what it's all about. One game at a time, and hopefully when we get to the Grizzly game November 22nd, you know, that game means something. That they have to win that to go on to the playoffs. So that's what we're looking for. And, you know, hopefully that we can come back on this one here and win the game.
I can't get through you and your receiver to get to him. You know what I'm saying?
Right. You want me to press him in? No.
Stay off? Stay off.
If you stay him off, you see Joey coming across, just get lined up a little bit outside, anticipate that now. Out up, all right?
Now the snap, shotgun, Montoya putting on the pressure. Murrieta steps up and he's sacked by Adam Cordero at the 34. Adam Cordero out of Boulder, Montana, had just a half a sack on the season, but Cordero corrals Murrieta. 12-16 and counting. Left in the game. Bobcats trailing by a touchdown. 1st and 10, Northern Arizona. Robinson dropped the football. Chad Gloom pounced on it. There's a flag down. The Bobcats have the football at the 32-yard line, but wait for the flag. Wait for the flag. Cooper caused the fumble. The flag looked like it was holding. I believe it is, and the Bobcats get the spark they needed as it was caused by Cooper and recovered, I believe, by Kenny Qualls. Here comes Thornburg on the blitz, quarterback draw. Lule across the 30, 25, down to the 20, 15, to the 10, to the 5. Touchdown, Montana State. Travis Lule, a 32-yard touchdown scoot with 67 seconds left in the football game. Well, it comes down to the onside kick. Again, boy, we've seen this 3 times now. Nate Cook is going to kick it. The hands team is in. The Bobcats will overflow the left side of the football field. The ball is on the tee right in the middle of the field. The kick bounces towards the 35, and sliding onto it is Corey Smith at the 47-yard line. The Bobcats have the ball 53 yards away. Oh my! Second time this year that the Bobcats have recovered an onside kick, and Nate Cook could not have kicked it any better. Lule under center. They're going to load up the box. He'll try to sneak it. Is he in? He is! He is! Travis Lule into the end zone. 15 seconds remaining. The improbable comeback. And the Bobcats lead it 20-17, and this place is off the hook.
Lule, and I was looking around, what's going on?
I want this one to reflect on one thing, only one thing. All the work you did this summer. All those early mornings, all those waits when your buddies were going out drinking beer, all the times your girlfriend said, man, come on over. And you paid the price. And you learned how to sacrifice. Learn how to sacrifice for each other. You never quit, and because that's like a penny in the jar, we're rich. We are rich. And because of the way we practice this week, we are wealthy. Because we do things right, we have more money than any Swiss bank. And because it's never about the coaching, it's always about the plan. You guys never gave up hope. You never quit fighting. And no one play was more important than every play. Fellas, I cannot emphasize it enough. From Joey Thomas to everybody else on this team, we are what we are. We're damn good. You believe in each other? And I'm expanding curfew to midnight. Let's stay on the couch.
pretty fun. I don't know, man.
Oh, you don't have to make it so hard.
Awesome. You're the best. That was good. That was good.
That's better. The last 2 minutes, you guys explode. Tell me about those last 2 minutes. What's it like on the bench?
It's an emotional roller coaster is what it is. You sit there and you wait all game for the offense to break through. And Lule, I mean, I can't say enough about that kid. I tell you, he overthrows a couple passes, he comes back and he gains 20, 30 yards on the ground by himself. He's absolutely amazing. So without him and our offensive front playing as well as they did towards the end of the game, they're the ones that kept us in it. So they did a heck of a job.
And this is my son. Thank you, honey. Thank you. I had a heart attack.
It was a good matchup. I mean, everybody put a lot of emphasis on me and Moore, but I feel like as long as I did, what I had to do in every play, I'll be all right. Like down here, I gave him one. They caught me not set and not ready, so, he got it. But as you can see, when I was lined up, you saw what happened.
What a memory. You guys will get together in 10 years and talk about that.
It's like little kid stuff. Okay,
It is.
This is what happens here. Okay, now we're going to do this.
Yeah, we're going to get an onside kick.
And then you're going to run in for a touchdown. And then we're
planned exactly that's exactly how we planned it.
Exactly.
Can I grab you real quick?
Travis Lule never stops playing. So I'm speechless. It's awesome. So now we're back in it. Idaho State lost. It's anyone's league now, right? I told you it's all about the conference wins, didn't I? Right? Right on.
So, I've learned a lot, since I've been here. A lot of credit that is to the secondary coach that I had, John Reshin, and now, Coach Frank Robertson has done a great job in teaching me a lot of small things and a lot of different things, and I've been blessed. It's been a real good situation for me. It's like one man's trash is the next man's treasure, so I never quit, and, I had to desire, and that's really, what this game is about. Do you want it more than the next man across from you? And I think today we wanted more than they did, and that's why we got it at the end.
How many times can these guys do it? I mean, it's unbelievable. They not only do they get the electric run by Travis Lule, and they get the score, and then the onside kick, and then they score again. I mean, it was just absolutely unbelievable.
I've had a bunch of those in my coaching career. Maybe it's because of the way we play, emphasize defense here. If you play quality defense and don't turn the ball over, the game's always going to be excruciatingly close. I think the first rule that you have is don't do anything to embarrass the team, to bring disrepute or ill repute to our organization. That in by itself is a code of conduct. We say no bars, even if you're of age. You can't go to any bars during the season to be seen drinking during the season in public.
He has no life.
This is the week we close the gates. It's just us. It's just that we're in the fort. It's just us against the world. And what we want to be able to emphasize in the Sacramento State game is it's not about Sacramento State. It's not about Fred Amy or any of their players. It's about us and how we play and how we perform. And we want to stay on an even keel emotionally as we build towards a heck of a crescendo at the very end against the University of Montana. Academic fails.
Just I'll continue to get the grade checks back. So
Maybe disasters.
Guys, as soon as I get them. Yeah, there's some guys that are.
I need to see the disasters.
Okay.
I need the disasters on my desk, and then I want to see the position coach, and we'll decide what our next course of action is. I already got 2 guys suspended academically. If I have to do more, I'll do that.
Yeah, I think.
Because if we can't get guys' attention through notebooks, through mandatory classroom attendance, then I'm taking them off the field. Okay? That's. If you guys aren't got the attention of your guys and doing things the way I want them to do it academically, I'm just going to take them out of your hands. So I don't want to see any disasters. If we got disasters looming just because grade checks are up, then I want to take appropriate action. I need a free ride. And you don't just get a guy to play for you if you can't reach him academically. If you have, as a position coach, stress to them the importance of doing things the way you want them to do it, then they're probably cutting corners elsewhere too. That's unfortunate for us and certainly unfortunate for you. But I want those guys off the field if they're not going to class. Care who they are. Okay? All right, questions?
College football isn't easy at all. You got to sacrifice a lot of your time and effort, and for us, it's just something that we do because I mean, most of us would have it no other way, but you do hear a lot of kids saying stuff like, oh, it must be real tough getting college paid for, playing a game, but we definitely put in the time and effort. So, you know, we realize we've worked for what we've received.
Football players on any campus are pretty high-profile guys, and as a result, you'd expect them to have a pretty glamorous rock star social life. But the fact of the matter is, there's only 24 hours in a day, and most of them are already accounted for by their coaches and their teachers.
Outside of the football and school thing, there's really not a whole lot of time to do much at all besides hang out with your teammates, hang out with your girlfriend on occasion.
Montana, you know, there's really nothing in Montana to do, really, but stay out of trouble. It's just, the only thing I like about it is, you know, coaching staff, football team, and school a little bit, you know, but all I enjoy. I tried snowboarding, it's all right, you know, it's something I like to do, but I don't like the winter at all. But Montana's an all right place.
You could probably divide this team up into maybe 3 categories social-wise. The hunter-gatherer, who are going to take every spare minute they have to be out chasing something with fur or feathers.
Good boy. Come in. Come in. Good. Bring it. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Good boy. Yeah. Good boy. Good boy.
Hello.
How you doing?
Good.
Good to see you.
How's practice?
It's good.
Good deal.
Yeah.
I'm John Montoya, and this is my wife, Tracy. We got married about 2.5 years ago, about.
It's actually 2.5 years ago today, actually.
Is it?
So,
okay. Good deal.
Yeah, 2001.
I'm going to miss football, but in a sense, I'm looking forward to the new season in life, just where I'm not coming home and saying hi, bye, hello, sweetie, bye, sweetie, and then coming back and saying, bye, sweetie, I have to go again to meetings, and then coming back and saying good night, I got to get up early in the morning, so. But the Lord's been good. We've been able to spend, quality time together.
We have a date night once a week actually all year. We've been able to do it pretty consistently since we got married, but we really make it strict in the football season that we make that night really a priority, and I think that makes it a lot easier.
The guys really understand where I'm at in my life, and I don't think that they look at it as, I definitely don't maybe have the relationships that some of the other guys do on the team since I'm married, because, my priorities here at the home, and, when I have extra time, I want to be here hanging out with Tracy. And so during the season, I really don't have a whole lot of time, because especially this fall, because I'm student teaching right now, and I'm gone from, from about 8 to 4, and I go straight to practice. And before 8 o'clock, I'm either lifting weights or having meetings or both. And so, which is fine, we just know that this is just a little season in life. It's really busy, but our time outside is limited, especially in the evenings. We usually hang out after the games. We've had a lot of family in this fall, so we'll hang out with them. And then Mondays, like we said, are date nights. That's time we just have made it for a priority for one another. We'll go out and hang out, get a bite to eat or something. But other than that, it's just strictly what school, football, and little bits and pieces of time in the evening. So, yeah.
We'll be having a baby in April, so.
Yes, and that's exciting news too.
A plan.
Yeah, that's a plan.
We don't have many.
That's right.
That's one.
Yeah, we're gonna have a baby in April, so that was exciting too. Nice.
And then you've got the group of guys who you would have to surgically remove from their Xbox or their PlayStation.
I play video games as much as I possibly can, which has kind of been lacking lately because my dang PlayStation broke. So
I think the first rule that you have is don't do anything to embarrass the team, to bring disrepute or ill repute to our organization. That in by itself is a code of conduct. There are things that are ethically and morally right, and you know by the age of 18 what is right and what is wrong. And simply stated, we're trying to find a mature level of compliance from our guys in that they do everything to enhance their opportunity to help this team be successful.
Just doing what we do, you know, posing for the camera. Hey, but I like this one a lot, though. I like this one better than last year's. You know what I'm saying? Because last year's was just action pictures, you know what I'm saying, action photos, but we actually kind of felt like stars right here. You know what I'm saying? It was our day off on a Monday. You know, we got to put the pads in, you know, lace them up and pose for the camera. And we had about 6 or 7 different poses, so, you know, I kind of felt big time a little bit right there, so.
Number 2, we say no bars, even if you're of age. You can't go to any bars during the season. To be seen drinking during the season in public is tantamount to people wondering what the heck's going on with your college football team.
Some schools, no, there's no rule. They will be in the bar Saturday night after the game, living it up. But Kramer's rule, I mean, it makes sense because when people are drunk, they do dumb things. Especially in this team, it seems like Montana in general just seems to have a lot of drunkenness, and when people are drunk, they do dumb stuff. So it makes sense. It makes sense.
And then number 3, we have a no fighting rule because athletes are aggressive by nature. Students want to prove their own aggression at the age of 18 or 19, that they are as strong or as physically imposing as any college football player. And so we avoid confrontations by having a no fighting rule, period.
As you know, we are the #1 rated defense in the Big Sky, so I mean that's a accomplishment that we're pretty proud of. I'm a pretty basic dude, no jewelry, no cubics in my ear, no crystals.
And then you've got the guys that you never see, and you don't really know what the heck they're doing, and they're not too eager to tell you about it.
It's all about being original and being an individual, so sometimes you gotta go outside the norm. I had my ear pierced, once upon a time, but my dad always told me real men don't wear earrings, and I was like, man, whatever. But the more and more I thought about it, and it took me about 2-3 years after the fact, I was like, man, wearing earrings is kind of feminine. You know what I mean? Girls wear earrings. Guys don't wear earrings. You know what I'm saying? Well, why you want to look pretty? You know what I mean? Why you want to put some diamonds in your ear? Females do that. And so I figured it wasn't for me. And I'm really not a flashy dude. I mean, I like my moms think I'm handsome, but I'm a sweating t-shirt type guy. I mean, I'm a sweatsuit person. I mean, I like to have clothes, so I can get suited and booted, with the best of them. Don't sleep on me. Don't sleep on me now. But I'm an easygoing, low maintenance guy. I mean, I just want to be able to get up and go. So that's why I'm not really into the diamonds, the necklaces, the chains. And most of them aren't real. I mean, but they look good. I mean, everybody think they real because you play ball, so they were like, oh, man, those real. And they're like, yeah, they real. But nah, they don't be real. Fake it till you make it. That's what most people think, fake it till you make it.
They don't play the kind of music that we listen to here, so I figure we bring our own music. They want to accommodate us, we accommodate ourselves. Having a hard time playing a song that doesn't have any profanity. We want to correct the kids. We got little kids. Joey does the kids. Hey, this is PG-13. Sack State coming to town, California team, warm weather team, and the weatherman says it's going to get nippy. It's going to get cold.
As far as playing in bad weather, you just gotta. It's all mental. You really just gotta kind of push it aside, and you got a game to play. So, and we realize that it's not easy, practicing.
10 years in the pros, I've been froze like this, with the ice is thick, without the ice on the wrist, hold the rights to spit, at anybody hit or miss. This is
Try to make the weather, a non-factor, but you can say that all you want until you actually step out there and try and play, and then, it's freezing cold. It's a whole different story because, the wind's blowing, the wind chill factor plays in, just as a Montana kid, you try and say, oh, I'm used to it, I'm a tough kid, but in all actuality, I'm just as cold out there as, the California kid next to me.
Those California guys, those Florida guys wearing blue and gold here in Bozeman need to start making that adjustment on the internal thermostat, because that has to be an advantage and not a disadvantage come Saturday, if in fact it does end up being as cold as we expect it to be. Motion to the right side of the formation. Long count. The give is to Moloch. Standing up, he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bobcats.
Coach Bailey, Dennis.
On the toss, that was good. Good run by Bruce. 60 Dino. Now you just got to be careful of the underneath guy, right? Okay.
Marshall's third punt already. He stands at his own 26 as he puts a foot into it. Corey Smith waiting for it, takes it on the fly at his own 21. Looking for his team, has one, 25-30. It's a foot race at the 35-40. Big block from Ryan Elliott, and Corey Smith is in the clear. He's at the 20, at the 10. Chalk it up for Corey Smith, his second punt return touchdown of the year. And how about Ryan Elliott, who took a man right off his cleats to spring it 80 yards, and see you later.
I'll see you. I set him up. Hey, baby. Hell yeah, baby. So talk about it. I gotta go, Elliott. Elliott gotta get a hug now. First thing I do is look back for the flag.
Sac State 2 years ago here, huh?
I'm in the same place, but I was over there.
Yeah. Well, you got to do it now on the day they wrote a little article about you, too.
Yeah, got to. Got to show them what the article is all about.
Dude, I think I do.
Now listen, half done ain't done. You got to give you a lot of time to get out there and run around and get loosened up. We got to go back to work. Defense, the zero's gone. That doesn't mean there's some defensive touchdowns waiting for us. Let's go and get this thing. Let's go.
End over end kick, good returnable kick, has it at the 48, looking for the far sideline. He's at the 45, now the 40, up the sideline to the 30, 20, 15, 10, 5, touchdown Corey Smith. He atones for the fumble with his second punt return for a touchdown of the afternoon.
Best return, man, in the conference, in the country, huh? In the country.
Yeah, you can pass.
That just made me tired, boy. I might drink some water now. My chest been hurting, boy, from breathing that cold air.
Makes it feel a little better, though, huh?
Ball fake on first down. Maury a lot of time to throw. Over the middle, and it's picked off! Joey Thomas with a spectacular interception, leaping in front of Fred Amy to spear his second INT of the year.
Let's keep pounding the ball out. I want over 300 yards rushing. Chad, we can do this. Let's go. Hey, it's 11:30 left. We got at least 3 possessions left. Let's go. Score every time.
Under 2 minutes to play third quarter. They're going to hand the ball to Moloch, covering it with both hands. He's loose. He's loose at the 50. He is gone. Hold on to the football, big fella. He's on his way and into the end zone. Touchdown.
60 yards.
60 yards for a score. Bruce Moloch at the 131 mark of the third. Maury hands to Farrell, or does he? No, and he's going to go down. Cooper, Gloom, Sebastian. Maury with a ball fake. He didn't fool any of that triumvirate, and they will wrap him up and throw him down. That's the second sack of the day for the Bobcats and the 31st for Montana State.
3rd and goal from the 7. Owens hands to David Mayfield, looking for a seam. Good stiff arm at the 5, lowers his shoulder and into the end zone, touchdown. An outstanding run for David Mayfield. 56-7.
Congratulations. You are at the top of the Big Sky Conference. Only because you focus on what we tell you and know that you've only gotten here through sacrifice, through hard work, and through surviving some hard knocks. It's uphill now. It's way uphill. And it's going to require every single guy that can hear my voice to do everything as right as you can. And to make up for those mistakes that we'll make, because we're going to go even harder, farther, and faster now. Because now this is going from hopeful to probable. And we cannot let those seniors down. This opportunity stares in front of us. All the effort through all the career of our great senior class now hangs at the very edge. And we want to guarantee all of us that we're able to be as successful as we possibly can be through the next 3 weeks, one day at a time. Congratulations. Let's stand up and count this thing down.
I think the great thing for Bobcat fans and for this Bobcat football team is they won a game they were supposed to win, and they did it with emphatic fashion. I mean, they just hammered them.
I don't think we missed a beat. You know, we allowed a couple drives that resulted in no points for them on defense. Offensively, we won our first series of 3 and out. And our kicking game, our very first punt, we failed to field the punt. But after that, it was just, everything worked. Everything worked well. Good pressure on the quarterback, good job by our corners in coverage against Fred Amy. Excellent job by our offensive line, not only protecting the quarterback, but giving our tailbacks room to ramble, and Bruce Moloch responded with 200 yards. Big Sky Player of the Week.
You get a 200-yard rusher, which is always a big deal with Bruce Moloch, and credit the offensive line. But the big play, Bruce got that 60-yard touchdown run. And prior to that, longest run, I think, from scrimmage this year had probably been somewhere 20, 30, maybe 40 yards. I think he had a 45-yarder. But to get a 60-yarder, to get through that initial wave and then hammer it home was outstanding. And they needed to do that. It happened after a couple fumbles, which they didn't need to see. But it definitely was nice to see Bruce have a big day.
I have to run with both hands sometimes. I just keep thinking, hold on to the ball, not really focusing on, where I should go and when I should do this and that. And yeah, I'd rather just hold on to the ball and just keep my starting job right now.
What can you say about Corey Smith? I mean, an 80-yard return, a 50-yard return. I got a little help on both of them. That first return, Ryan Elliott with as big a block as you will ever see. That guy is still looking for the semi that ran him over. Didn't return to the football game. Amazingly enough, Corey Smith gets 2 punt return scores, and the coaching staff for Sac State made an emphatic point before, during, and even after, as they shook their heads getting on the bus, not to kick the ball to Corey Smith.
We're facing a 3-game stretch now that we got to have to win the conference championship and get into the 1AA playoffs. To do that, we've just got to stay calm, stay healthy, stay confident, and pin our ears back and go get them.
I don't know if the luck's changing for this football team, but they certainly now are playing like the team I think Coach Kramer and Bobcat fans and the players themselves expected that they would be. They're a good football team, they have good football players, and now they're producing, they're executing that.
Each athlete has about $700 worth of equipment.
The current program we're using now, there's not really a difference between lineman versus a running back or receiver or DB. We think that they should all be going for the same physical attributes.
I think a lot of the soreness after a game on turf is there. Knees, ankles, shoulders.
We will not ever submit that the weather's a factor in this football team. Weather, the fans, the opposing team, none of it's a factor for us because we only control what we control, and anything we don't control, we don't even discuss.
When the snow flies and it's flown, practice schedule gets a little different because you can't really put in a lot of new stuff when it's cold and windy and snowy outside.
We're practicing inside this week just to give ourselves a chance to be prepared for the game on Saturday. We're in our 15th week of the season now, so no use going outside and banging yourself into situations that you can't really get better from. Practicing inside, we have enough room and enough space to be able to practice in an hour and 15 minutes the things we need to get done for Saturday's game.
But the day of the week where you actually want to install your new stuff, your game plan, where there's maybe more standing around, you need to really hear what everyone's supposed to be doing, where they're supposed to be, it's a lot easier to do inside on the rubber surface, climate controlled, than to have them standing around trying to listen with the wind howling through their helmets and their feet ankle deep in snow. Now this week they're playing on turf as well at Joe Albee in Spokane, so it actually behooves them to be indoors.
We're built for speed. We can play on any type of surface. We'll play in the moon if we have to win a game. So playing in Joe Albee Stadium is a really neat place for us to play. We played well there in 2001, had a rousing victory there. We're learning how to play better and better on the road, better and better on turf. Turf doesn't really impact us.
It was a zone play, and then I heard something popped in my knee, and I just felt something was wrong with my knee after that play. I walked off the field, so I was thinking like I might have surgery, but I was thinking I might be able to come back. So, but the doctor told me that game that I might be out for the season. If I'm lucky, I'll make it to the Cat Grizz game, but I made it in 2 weeks and played a last week's game backstage.
My name's Rob Higgs, head athletic trainer at Montana State University. I've been head athletic trainer for a little over a year. My job primarily encompasses overseeing all the sports here that we have, primarily dealing with football.
Rob's been here longer than I have, and we've grown together every single day. A person that I immensely trust, because when he speaks to me, he's talking about the welfare of the athlete, the welfare of the person, the care of the individual, somebody's son, and I'm looking at that guy as a guy that can help this team win. So I'm looking at the whole picture and how this person, individual, fits into what our plan is for this particular week. And at the same time, Rob safeguards that individual's well-being, which is a pretty cool dynamic between a veteran coach and a veteran trainer. And I think it's that level of communication that has given us such an inordinate amount of trust of each other as we drive this football team towards hopefully another Big Sky championship.
Usually start out by kind of seeing a few kids in the morning, kind of quickly battle stuff, have a staff meeting with football coaches at 8, and then progress from there throughout the day as far as injury management, kind of deciding, making decisions with the athlete's health care if they need to be referred or setting up appointments.
He's ultimately the go, no-go guy. And when he says a guy's no-go, then as a coaching staff, like it or not, we make our plans without that player.
Psychological aspect gets to be pretty big, especially when you see those athletes that have maybe a season-ending injury or repetitive injuries, maybe not always the same injury, but one after another.
There's two aspects of being an athletic trainer. One is obviously rehabilitation from injuries, recovery from injuries, and getting you back on the field ready to go.
Yeah, I'm still doing rehab right now, every day. Try to get my knees 100%. They made me do knee extension stuff, hamstring curls, bike for 20 minutes, do some quad sets, some free weight squat, body weight, and pretty much just leg stuff. Coach Brown, he always tell me just do whatever I can do with the upper body and just work and just do my rehab at the same time too. And then Rob, they both try to make me work hard so I can get back on the field. And it's pretty much hard work every day and just don't overdo it and just take it step by step.
Just because someone's injured doesn't mean they get out of weights or they can't do something. Usually it means they're going to be doing more stuff than everybody else is, because they're going to have to do what they can on the normal workout and what the trainers give them for rehab. So they're in here a lot longer, actually.
Well, our strength coach, Justin Braun, has been with us since May. He has more daily contact with our players than we do as a coaching staff.
As far as football goes, we're going through a morning program. We lift 3 days a week. Varsity goes Sunday, Tuesday, Thursday, and the red shirts Monday, Wednesday, Friday in the mornings.
A strength coach is also a conduit by which we're transmitting information down to our team from the coaching staff. So he's a two-way communications specialist for us, as he tries to make sure our guys give tremendous effort, trying to make sure that our guys improve their performance and make sure our guys do the little things that hurt physically but add a lot to what you do discipline and toughness-wise in the weight room. So he's a very integral part of what we're doing.
People generally underestimate their capabilities and what they can do. And when you train them and get them to work hard, and then they see that they are capable of doing something, and then you get them to do above and beyond what they thought they were capable of, you know, they light up. And they're like, geez, I never know I could do that. You're like, well, you know, that's why I'm here, to show you that you can do it. And, you know, this will transfer to your ability on the field.
Try to keep on schedule today so we can get a group cool down today. Bench max. Let's get after it. Not much I can say with that. All right, any questions? Nope, let's get going.
Keeping them focused when they're injured is kind of a joint effort between myself and the trainers, and actually the trainers are, you know, they do most of the work. I can't really take the credit in that, because they help with the rehab, and they see the progress they're making with the rehab side, and so that keeps them motivated.
Another part of it is prevention of injuries. To do that, we require that certain positions always be taped in a particular way.
We tape largely to prevent ankle sprains. Everyone needs to be in tape or braces ankle-wise for prevention. All of us will have a unique way of taping. It's kind of individual amongst each of our staff.
Almost all athletes tape their wrists to prevent the wrist from being supinated too far. And we also tape the hands of our offensive and defensive lines, hopefully trying to reduce the chance of a navicular break along the small bone in the hand.
An average day, we probably use 3 to 4 cases of J&J coach tape. Game days, it's probably about the same.
So we take some preventative measures before an athlete's injured to make sure that if he is injured, in the most common way, that he's not injured to an extent that he can't get back on the field.
Quarterbacks, wide receivers, running backs, then tight ends, then O-line, then D-line, secondary, and put the kickers in the corner. There is no specific degree. There's an Equipment Managers Association, and it has requirements as far as becoming a certified equipment manager. I am in charge of all equipment issued to any athlete through the university. So each piece of equipment that comes in through the that we will give to the athletes, whether it be their sweats or their helmet and shoulder pads, all of that has to go through my equipment room, so I know that it's there, and issue it to the athlete, and therefore can get it back. You're looking at least 150 for jersey and pants. Shoulder pads can run anywhere from 150 to 250. Shoes, which are your normal 60, anywhere from 60 to 80. Helmets run anywhere from 120 to 180. So yeah, you add it all up, you're looking at $700 per athlete worth of equipment that's issued to them on a yearly basis. We place a bag in their locker during practice prior to leaving town, and they're asked to pack them, but then they leave them in their locker, and we double check every bag. So we'll go through every bag and make sure there's helmet, shoulder pads, hip, thigh, knees, and tail pads. We pack their jerseys and their pants after they leave, but packing them in their bag allows us to pull them out and pack them this way so we don't have separate bags. And then shoes. So we'll check those items. So we just try to make it look the best. So when the players come in, they feel like it's ready to go, and all they have to do is get dressed so they're not emptying their bags and doing all that kind of prep. All the work's done before and after the game, and during the game we enjoy ourselves and hope nothing breaks, and if it does break, we fix it. There are a variety of helmet parts that may break, whether it be the mounts that hold the face mask on, buckles that they snap their chin strap itself. Occasionally the tape will come off on their straps for their shoulder pads, and we'll just have to retape them. Primarily helmet issues, and then there's always the coach's headset, which is the nightmare, hoping that they don't break. So there's a lot of teams that don't do this, but we try to bring a little bit of professional, little NFL to the big sky.
Gotta get down to the dirty dope ribbon. Gotta get down. Gotta get down. Gotta get down. Gotta get down to the dirty dope ribbon.
The Bobcats threatening with 2nd and 4 on the Eagle 5. Moloch, the lone setback. Lule will give to Bruce. He drops the football at the 7. Inside the 5, it's covered by the Eagles. And a crippling turnover for the Bobcats.
Yeah, I know. I don't know what happened, Coach. I put it there. He said it hit his hand. I don't know if he didn't open up enough or what. I know.
Come on now. Come on. Turns and pressures now. We got to take care of the ball. Let's go.
The Eagles can get a first down without scoring. Ball at the 11. First down. Fake the handoff to Kimball. Rolling right. Meyer swings it back to Kimball. Wide open in the end zone. Touchdown Eastern.
You just got to keep working your technique, okay?
Ball continues next Thursday night at Reese Court against
He's patient. If he tries to give him sugar and run inside, he can't outrun you. Just get to the shoulder. If he does go on the slant, okay?
Chased around by Harrison Nicolau.
2nd and 10 for the Eagle 27. Eagles show blitz. Now they'll back off. Lule straight drop. 4-man rush has time. Flush coming to the right sideline. Heaves it. Corner of the end zone. Turnquist, a great catch, but he's out of bounds. No catch, and Turnquist is down.
All right, let's roll now, fellas. Come on now. You're already beating yourself up over 3 fumbles. Come on, let's go make some plays in the second half. Come on now, you know what you're about.
11th play of the drive as the Bobcats with a 1st and goal from the 3. Offset I. Elliott to the right side of the formation as the fullback. Lule under center. The give to Moloch. Cuts up behind Elliott's block and into the end zone. Touchdown Bobcats. 1st and 10 for the 17. Single setback. Receiver to either side. It's Pierce to the near side. Meyer drops, pumps, looking for Pierce, blanketed by Hackett. A beautiful catch by Pierce in the end zone. Flag flies, but it doesn't matter. Touchdown Eagles.
Jay, go ahead and soft it. You can play from like about 1 or 2 yards rather than a hard press. Just change it up. Right. Right.
They're doing hella like shaking, but they're going like in and out.
Right. Well, just be patient on it because he's gonna have to do something sooner or later. So you just give a little ground, back pedal, back row too.
Second and goal for the Bobcats as Lule surveys the defense. They slowed the box. Elliott motion to the right side. Moloch the lone setback. Bruce takes the handoff. Right up the middle, lowers his head. Clogged up at the goal line. Is he in? Mateo Toilolo says yes. And Mateo's right. Touchdown, Bobcats.
Hey, that's the way, oh! That way! Nice job, fellas. Nice job. Nice job. Hey, nice job.
That's it. Ben's Eagles will be on the road for the final game of the season in Missoula.
Here's your ball game. 12th play of the drive, 4th and 1. Lule under center at the goal line. 9 Eagles in the box. Lule, long count, steps back, dives over Swigert on right guard. Is he in? Eagles say no. The officials say yes. Touchdown, Bobcats, and Lule has done it again.
Now we gonna take over this.
Under 3 minutes to play, Eagles trailing by 3, facing a 3rd and 10 at the Bobcat 40. Potentially 4-down territory for Eastern Washington. A single setback behind Meyer, 4-man Bobcat front. Meyer, straight drop, quarterback draw. He'll tuck and run. He's loose to the 30. Eludes Hunter at the 30. He's inside the 20 to the 15. Finally dragged down at the 5-yard line by Kane Ione. A huge run turned in by Eric Meyer. First and goal for Eastern Washington. 2.5 minutes to play in this one. The Bobcats in dire predicament here. Motion the formation to the right side for Eastern. An offset I. Kimball the deep back. Meyer gives to Kimball. Cuts it up and he waltzes into the end zone. Eastern Washington stuns the Bobcat defense. They lead it 26-23. So the Bobcats with 2:03 to play need a touchdown. At their own 28, Lule in the gun. 3 receivers near side, 1 receiver to the top of the formation. Lule, quick drop, looking into the flat for Williams, threw it behind him, tipped in the air, and picked off by Shoemaker. Shoemaker's going to go the distance. Javid Shoemaker.
Eastern Washington, in a lot of ways, was like a composite of all the good and the bad from the whole year. You had the turnover problems. The Bobcats County, they coughed up too early, and they coughed them up in scoring position inside the red zone. You just can't do that. You had injury problems. Scott Turnquist goes out with an injury that may be the end of his year. I hope not, but maybe on a ball that was almost a touchdown just before the half.
The early fumbles of the game were tantamount to a disaster, and by the grace of God, we pulled ourselves back up and got ourselves, some pretty good offensive performance and got back into it, and then took the lead, and then handed it over to the defense, and the defense was doing a pretty nice job. We just let them slip out of our grasp.
You playing in Spokane, and you lose, and you're thinking, oh man, it's over. It's all for naught. And then as I'm driving back, and I'm in my own car separate from the team, and I'm on the top of Lookout Pass, and I'm just getting a scratchy radio signal for the Idaho State Northern Arizona game, and it's halftime, and Northern Arizona is just thumping the bejesus out of Idaho State. And all of a sudden, I'm back. I'm like, hey, you know what? If they win and Idaho State loses, we still control our own destiny.
This team knows exactly what it's facing. Whereas the coaching staff can facilitate it, this team has to lead itself into the playoffs.
Well, the first thing the Bobcats have to do is win at Portland State, something they haven't done since 1974, I don't believe. It's been a while. Another turf game, which has been a bugaboo for the Cats that they've tried to eradicate, and a team that really has nothing to lose, which makes Portland State very dangerous. And then they have to beat the Grizzlies. So other than that, nothing much.
Well, it's a 2-game season. The difference between 12-0 and 2-0, nothing. You still win the Big Sky Conference Championship, which carries with it the automatic berth into the 1AA playoffs, which is our goal every single year. Our primary goal is to win the conference and be in the playoffs. To do that, we have to go 2-0 through these last 2 ball games.
You look for need and for quality players, and if somebody is available that may not fit your need, you may draft them, even though it's not the top priority.
I haven't really given it too much thought at this point because I got to handle the task at hand. I mean, first thing first, I got to do anything and everything in my power to help Montana State win football games.
I've had guys here that had said that scouts said I haven't been here since 1975, or I haven't been here so long I forgot what it looked like. How did you forget what it looks like? I mean, it's beautiful. But seriously, I mean, some of the older scouts are like, I haven't been here forever. They're asking me if so-and-so is still here, and I'm like, I think he retired 10 years ago. So I think realistically, this senior class has put Montana State back on the map.
And as you know, just from watching the news, there's a lot of guys that are highly touted as college players that don't make it in the NFL, and there's a lot of players that nobody ever heard of that end up being pretty good players in the NFL.
It doesn't matter what level you play at anymore. Scouts aren't just going to the Pac-10, the Big Ten, the SEC to look at players. I mean, you look at any NFL roster and you click on there and actually look at the roster and see where the guys are from the schools, you're going to see less. I mean, you're still going to see Tennessee's, Ohio State's, Michigan's, but you're going to see a lot more Alcorn State, Tallahassee State. I mean, you're going to hear schools that you've never even heard of.
Look at the 1AA guys that are playing in the NFL right now. Kurt Warner, MVP of the league. He was a Northern Iowa player. Rich Gannon was the MVP of the league. He played at Delaware. Jerry Rice, 1AA. The list goes on. And as they continue to succeed, it opens the gates wider and wider for more and more players.
Oh man, I saw you on TV the other day sounding all proper and crap. Sounding all proper. Well, we may fight as teammates, but at the end of the day, we're brothers. Where you from? Where?
Orange County.
Rancho Cucamonga? Man, put some bass in your voice, man. Put some bass in your voice. Man, I saw it this morning, I was like, ah! I come from a football family, an athletic family. Everybody in my family got skills, so, it was one of them things where I was gonna wind up playing football sooner or later anyway. Football is, one of them things for me, is my obsession. I mean, it's one of the things I've been obsessed with since I was yay high. I mean, I've been playing it my whole life, and there's nothing else that I could imagine doing, with all my time.
I believe that the corner, Joey Thomas, has probably attracted the most interest to this point. But there's several other players on the team that have been playing very well and may have an opportunity.
And I'm hoping to go to the big show and get retirement funds. That's my main goal. To get paid to play a game, I don't really care, I'd prefer to go in the NFL because that's where you make the most money, but I'll go wherever. That doesn't bug me at all.
He's definitely the best dog I could ever have because he's low maintenance, that's for sure.
But that's definitely
you know, something I want to do, something that I've hoped to do, always wanted to do as a little kid. You know, playing football, that's your ultimate goal, is to get to the NFL someday.
In the beginning of the year, I was really, you know, had that on the, you know, the forefront of my mind as a goal in a sense, actually, to do that. But you know, this year, after playing this year, I don't really feel like I've had quite the year that I needed to. And the year's not over, but I don't know that I've had the kind of year I needed to go on to the next level. It's not a necessarily complete shut door, but you know, there's a lot of time it takes to train, and it is awesome. It pays off well, especially if you make it, and it'd be a lot of fun, and you know, financially, obviously, it'd be great. But I also, you know, have a baby on the way and whatnot, and I kind of like to find something a little more secure beforehand, or something I could find beforehand.
One guy who's made the biggest leap has to be Corey Smith. Nobody was talking about Corey Smith as an NFL prospect before the year. Is he a hot prospect? No. But, you know, what's he returned? 4 or 5 returns for scores already this year. And that's something that's going to catch somebody's eyes.
That's definitely the ultimate goal for me. I want to get a shot at the next level. I mean, I know it's such a slim chance, especially coming out of a small school like this. But I feel like I have the tools to do it. I put up decent numbers this year, at least on special teams, and that's definitely what I want to do. That's my first choice.
But Bo, how did it start? You go, hey, dude.
It's not your boyfriend.
Dude, hey, man.
Well, the hair had to be cut after our Eastern Washington game. It wasn't a very good performance by myself, and we didn't play all that well as a team, so I thought maybe it'd be time for a change. And I had the hair grown for about 1.5 years, and I cut it all off.
At least once he fell down, he didn't kick him.
I think I'm like a lot of college football players. I'd love to keep playing, you know, and if that opportunity is there, I'd love to jump on it. And I think it's a good opportunity where I'm at right now because of the fact that we have, you know, Joey Thomas, Kane Ione, Adam Cordero, guys that, you know, NFL guys are really taking a look at, and I'm hoping, you know, they'll see me and maybe they'll notice something that I bring to the table.
We have some excellent players who are playing very, very well, and I don't know how many of them are NFL players. And I've coached a number of NFL players, but right now, Joey has the foot speed and ability to go from 1AA to the NFL. Adam does too. I'm not sure if the other guys are not just anything more than just tremendous college football players at this level. And they would all need a tremendous break to be able to get into an NFL camp, to be able to continue their football playing career. With Joey Thomas and Brent Swaggart, Adam Cordero, even Kane Ione, there's quite a bit of interest.
Here's my stack of business cards right here. I got Jaguars, Chargers, Buccaneers, Bears, Bills, Colts, Ravens.
It's a heightened sense of awareness about what's going on, but it's something that hopefully we'll keep doing year after year after year after year.
Jets, Bills, Dolphins, Vikings, Chargers, Falcons, Browns, Lions, Raiders, Eagles, Patriots, Eagles again, Chargers again, Rams, Titans. That's just in a month and a half.
You know, scouting is not an exact science. And what I see in a player, someone else might not see at all. And they may, in fact, see something in a player that I don't see in that player. And so it's, as I said, not an exact science. And so that's why so many scouts come and so many, and a team, NFL teams employ several scouts so that there's more than one opinion.
Good, good.
Kids are pretty smart. They're good character guys. You know, you just don't know what a guy's going to do. He gets in an NFL camp and he blossoms because he's a hard worker and a smart guy. And he picks up the system, and you know, so a lot of things can happen.
You know, right now they're focusing on beating Portland State, beating Cat Grizz to win another championship. You know, and every single one of them, their focus is there. So, you know, having the scouts in and out and being here, they know that they're here. But what I try to do is I try to do it in such a way that it's subtle. I don't set up, I don't make it a big deal or anything. If I see them in the office, I'll slide them in, they can talk to them. Being a distraction and really diverting their attention, I'd say that, you know, not really. I mean, they do a good job. They're old enough and they're mature enough to be able to handle that and still take care of business.
Well, at times I think the pressure of trying to get yourself noticed by scouts can be a detriment to the team effort. I don't think that's been the case with this team. I think right now, knowing that they need to beat Portland State and Montana and they're in the playoffs, that this bunch of guys, frankly, is a lot more concerned with getting into the playoffs than they are with getting into the NFL.
I didn't come here just for your fashion. I just came for a piece of your action. I came so undisclosed and saw you were not at home. And oh, to my surprise, you were so not alone.
It's tempting to just look on to the next level and forget you have a season here and a responsibility and stewardship here on the team that you need to fulfill. And so, yeah, I mean, especially at the end of the season, there hasn't been as many scouts, so that's not really on your mind and whatnot. And the beginning of the year, it was a little bit distracting, you know, because that's when the scouts seem to be hot.
I don't know if any of us guys are thinking of anything other than, you know, the game this weekend, you know, and not thinking about games after that, not thinking about life after that, really.
I haven't really given it too much thought at this point because I got to handle the task at hand. I mean, first thing first, I got to do, you know, anything and everything in my power to help Montana State win football games and to go as far as possible.
Nicely done, Becker. Nicely done. So talking about NFL opportunities, you're talking about something I know nothing about. Because the NFL does its own stuff. We're not influenced by it or have any influence on it. So to me, it's just totally immaterial to what could happen beyond these last two regular season games. If these guys play well, yeah, maybe they're a prospect. If they don't play well, maybe they're not a prospect. I don't know if there is a relationship or a correlation there at all. I do know we have some extraordinary players who have played very well for a long time here, and their ability to make plays should come out this Saturday.
Bounce, Phil.
The 11th game of the season with what's at stake, I mean, there shouldn't be a lot of pumping up. You know, I shouldn't have to be the cheerleader running around, you know, getting these guys fired up because basically it comes down to a 13-game season. You know, we have 13 days, and it's a one-game season right now, and Portland State is the game that counts this week. You know, without a win at Portland State, Cat Grizz is Cat Grizz game. I mean, we have a chance to play for a championship, but it starts with this week.
Too much instruction on how to prepare and how to get this thing done. Understanding the college game, there are times when things go a little wrong. Not everything's going to go our way all day. It's how you respond to that adversity How you respond to situations to determine how we win this ballgame. So, play hard, play together, play for each other, play for yourself. And leave no doubt as to who the best team is on the field.
Fuqua alone, setback. The line of scrimmage right about the 10-yard line. Straight drop for Weiser. Has all sorts of time. Wide open Fuqua, touchdown Vikings.
Fine, fellas. Shit. We're fine. Hey, what's it come on, trips over, trips over, check special. Jay, you get like a snapshot or something? Got the corner out of there. Back snuck out, yeah. Design play.
We all right, man. They're going to hit us with all the tricks today.
Yeah.
We all right. Let's go.
Goodman and H-back to the near side. Lule under pressure, sets up a screen. Moloch has it at the 20. He's got a convoy. He's got 6. The Bobcats are on the board. One back, and that's Fuqua. Straight drop for Weiser. He's being rushed. Chased by Cordero. There's a flag, and Cordero trips him up at the 42-yard line of Portland State. A huge loss.
Like that, huh?
Well, I mean, that's like my bread and butter. When you're being double teamed, you don't have to.
Right.
But yeah, I got to get my ass a little scooted out.
Yeah.
Nope.
A little bit of space, all you need, man.
Langford stands right at his own 3. It's a good snap. He'll kick it away. It's a spiraling kick. Smith has it at his own 38, makes the first man miss as a big seam. He's at midfield, down to the 45-40, 35-40. One man to beat. He's at the 10, the 5. Touchdown, Corey Smith, who has set a new Big Sky Conference record for punt return touchdowns in a single season.
Hey! Hey, can I get your autograph? You know what I mean? He's going through this.
All right, we got it going now, baby. Let's go.
Okay.
Let's go ahead and get that ball off.
Watch out, Pam.
Let's go. We got to get it going now.
We got to get it going all day.
Gotta roll now.
Let's go here, D. Let's go, D-line. Let's go here, D. Let's go, D-5. Let's go, D-5.
Jay Williams in motion. Tight end to the near side is Scott Weaver. They'll give to Fuqua. Leaps towards the goal line. Is he in? Yes. Touchdown, Portland State. With 23 seconds remaining. Just like that, it's a 5-point ball game. And the clock will run. It'll be spotted at the 19, which will be a 36-yard field goal for Nate Cook. A field goal that would make it a 2-score game. 36-yard attempt. Hold is down. The kick is up. The kick is sailing, and the kick is good. Nate Cook doesn't have a whole lot of field goals this year, but that's a big one.
Listen up. Because you are determined, you now defend the Big Sky Conference Championship at home. And that is not in relationship to who we play. And you guys are going to talk to the media tonight or tomorrow or this week. The focus is entirely on us and what we control. And because we control how we play on offense, defense, and punt return, you now stand on the verge of your second consecutive Big Sky Championship that you will play at home. This is why you came to Montana State. This is why I came to Montana State. The ability to coach such a great team that never quits on itself, that never quits on its coaches, that never quits on its families, is why we are where we are at. And that's a testament to you. This will last forever. Point A leads to point B. And point B is now our focus. Let's go. All right, let's count this thing down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
Best thing about the Portland State game is there are no beauty points. There are no style points. They did exactly what they needed to do. They won the football game, and now it's a one-game season for the Big Sky Conference Championship. That's all they needed to do. And people will go, oh, it was ugly. They only scored 20 points against a bad team. Blah, blah, blah. Who cares? It was a game that was played very conservatively. The Bobcats did exactly what they needed to do, and while it was closer on the scoreboard than maybe some fans would have felt comfortable with, it certainly was a game that never felt like it was out of reach or in danger for the Bobcats.
Here we are after 16 weeks of a tough season, losing 3 out of 4 in the semi-early part of it, having won 5 out of our last 6, stand poised for another Big Sky Conference Championship at home against our arch rival, the hated enemy, the Montana Grizzlies. Both teams will be pretty apprehensive about the outcome, so hence both teams go into the game with a little fear and motivation.
Mike Kramer wants to go to the playoffs, and that's what happens if he wins. So his goal is not just to beat Montana.
This is not Hollywood. This is not a book. This is not some DVD. This is drama that still has to be played out over 3 hours on Saturday afternoon. Stand on the verge of being able to accomplish what we set out to do, which is to win the Big Sky Conference Championship and be in the 1AA playoffs for the national championship.
Last year when the Bobcats won in Missoula and then went on to the playoffs, the question was bandied around a lot. Which was more important, going to the playoffs or beating the Grizzlies? And I think to a man, the coaches and players would tell you going to the playoffs, because that's ultimately how you're going to be judged in this day and age of Cat Grizz football. I would say there were an awful lot of older alums sitting around, though, that were purring because of that win over the Grizzlies, a lot more than the trip to the playoffs.
I think, as the downtrodden program, you would always pick beating the Grizzlies, because we're at such a state where we need to turn the tide some degree. 1 year beating the Grizzlies is an aberration. 2 years beating them is significant. So for our program at this point, I think that is a bigger deal.
Mike's coach at another school in the Big Sky Conference, and they didn't have an in-state rivalry, and so that conference championship was what the goal always was. It certainly makes life a lot more pleasant if you beat the Grizzlies, but I think the goal is to go on to the playoffs, and if you can do both, perfect.
those practices. No practices where anybody can have a look at what we're doing. In fact, we close it not so much because we think there might be spies from the University of Montana. I close it because my own boosters and fans and supporters want to watch what we're doing, and they know people that are Grizzlies, and each team have a way of getting direct intelligence or indirect intelligence as to what's going on. So a pretty neat game just on the information gathering plane.
For a lot of years, the Bobcat Grizzly game was played in the middle of the season. It was played in October. You know, it was another conference game, but it was not the last conference game as a rule. Now, of late, it's been the end of the season, and now that for the second straight year they're playing for the conference championship in that last game, a lot of fans love it because you build up to that final climactic in-state battle for all the marbles. It's the only Big Sky game this week, and the winner wins the crown. Coaches feel a little differently because if you win and you go to the playoffs, man, you're beat to hell by the time you get to the playoffs because so much emotionally and physically goes into this football game. So there are advantages in terms of building the drama, but there are also disadvantages in terms of you got a couple of teams that are kind of beat up by the end of the year and are going to be a heck of a lot more beat up by the end of this game with the chance that both of them could end up going to the playoffs again.
Both teams will be pretty apprehensive about the outcome, so hence both teams go into the game with a little fear motivation, which is not bad. It's fun to be a part of that, to take a group of guys into an event in which the outcome is not forsworn is the reason you're in coaching. I mean, this is not Hollywood. This is not a book. This is not some DVD. This is drama that still has to be played out over 3 hours on Saturday afternoon.
This is something that I haven't seen in a long time, and not a lot of people around here have. It's a trophy that goes to the winner of the Cat Grizz game, of course. The trophy's been in Missoula for a while, but it's back now. It's funny, this rivalry is so storied, so long, people are so into it, but it doesn't have a cool name, and it doesn't really have one of the more historical trophies. But this baby has to do, and both schools would dearly love to keep this sucker taking up space in their athletic department for the next year.
Every Cat Grizz game is absolutely the same. Whether you're 0-11 or fighting for the Big Sky Championship, they're all the same. The pressure is enormous. The outcome can be awesome, and losing the thing is as close to death as you can come in coaching because rivalry week transcends a lot of other things in the sport.
All you hear around town is, when you gonna beat the Grizz? You guys are having a good year, but are you gonna beat the Grizz this year? This and that. So it kind of feels like some of the people around here don't even care if you beat anybody else, but if you beat the Grizz, they'll be happy.
The Cat Grizz game. Growing up in Montana, everybody knows that that's the huge one, and that pretty much splits you down the middle. You're not rooting for whatever team's doing good at the moment. You're either a Cat or you're a Grizz. And I've waited probably since I was 7 years old to be able to run out on the field for a Cats Grizz game, even though I'm not playing this year. It's still gonna be pretty sweet.
You gotta respect what they've done and stuff, you know. I mean, they've won, you know. They've been places where we're trying to go, but I hate the Grizzlies, period. My family hates the Grizzlies.
Well, in Montana, you're talking about a state where the bulk of the people in the state who went to college for a long time, and I'd say still even now, went to Montana State or they went to the University of Montana. You're a Bobcat or a Grizzly. It's like being pregnant. There's no halfway. You are or you aren't. You're a Cat, you're a Grizz. And on one special day, that's a very, very thick line drawn in the proverbial sand, and not a whole lot of people are going to risk crossing it, and certainly nobody's going to straddle it.
Cat Grizz game, something I have yet to experience, but it's coming up real soon, real fast, and you can feel the tension. I never knew my mom. She was murdered when I was 3, and my dad, never known him, never saw him. You know, the only thing I heard was he was deported back to Jamaica, and I was living with my grandma since I was 12. And I moved from my older cousin, and I've been living with him ever since. You know, he's been taking care of me, been helped me through a lot of things in my life.
Our relationship has been one that I would say, you know, I thank God for him. When I was, about 6 years ago, I had cancer. And he was, you know, my backbone in that time.
Yeah, Jeff was really sick. He had some type of stomach cancer. You know, it dropped down to like 141 pounds, and he was about 250. Got real sick, real skinny, and I stayed at home a lot from school just to help take care of him. And you know, my teachers didn't have any problem with that. You know, I told them my situation, and you know, I was able to make up the work, and I still kept my grades up.
I called his grandmother up, I think when he was graduating from high school, and I told her, I said, you know, thank you very much. She said, for what? I said, for allowing me to raise your grandson. When he came and stayed, he never went back home. She didn't put any pressure for him to come home, and I think she realized that he had found, you know, a better place because his environment was one where drugs, prostitution, you know, right there, prevalent. And I think that she understood that, you know, he had found something just a little bit, you know, better, and would help him achieve some of the goals, you know, in life, to be, you know, make something good of himself. Well, I just came out to visit him, surprise him. His birthday is next week also. On Thanksgiving, he'll be 20. So we just came out for the game and everything, to surprise him.
Hello.
Hey, Jimmy. I don't even want to talk to you, but...
I'm calling the police. I don't like this. What you doing here? I don't like that. Embarrassed. I can't be doing that. I'm calling the police like that. Like that. That ain't funny. He gonna fly. He gonna walk here first.
Yeah, well, I flew today 3 times. He wants to play college. You can't, you know what I mean? The Montana versus Montana State game right now. No matter what. I don't care if it's video games. I got mind control. Yeah, right. You know what I mean? Yeah, right. You'll never beat me. That's not. And nothing. And nothing.
Younger brothers
you know what I'm
taking
saying?
over.
Hey, man, I know it's hard to, you know what I'm saying, accept, and, you know, you shouldn't accept it. Okay, so what's up? We got push-ups on it? Yeah, 50. You heard it. 50 push-ups. 50. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 41. What? Last one. 50. Oh, good work. We can play college now. We can play college. Hey, he'll never beat me in nothing. I got mind control over this kid, man. You know what I'm saying? Man, I came back and beat him by 10. He quit. He quit. He just didn't lose, he quit. I mean, that's like the ultimate compliment to me. Because I was going to lose. He felt like he had no hope, and he gave up. I mean, who gives up?
These guys have been through everything you could possibly go through, especially with the senior leadership, having gone through that 0-11 season. It's never going to get worse for them than that. And they, as a result, have proven to be as plucky and resilient as a bunch as you'll ever find.
The win last year was huge for all Bobcat fans around the state. I mean, I got people coming up to me all the time saying, hey, thank you for that game. You have no idea what it's done for me. And I mean, it's definitely gave a real boost to the Bobcat fans around Montana. So they're going to be out in big numbers this year. And, you know, the Grizz are always going to have their fans come down. And so it's going to be an exciting matchup.
Well, being a senior, I think you appreciate everything more. You know, you appreciate your teammates, you appreciate practicing, lifting. You know, because you realize this could be our last week of practice together, and you really look forward to every game, every chance you get to be with your buddies, you know, in the locker room or on a plane ride or on a bus ride to a different place. And this Cat Grizz game is that much more important, you know, knowing that this is probably our last chance to play Montana if we don't see them in the playoffs.
For all the seniors, man, this is our last Cat Grizz game. And nobody wants to go home. I ain't ready to go home yet. And nobody want to take that L. And so, to get this W, it would be nice to go 2 for 2 in my career because I went to that first year. So it'll be nice to be 2 for 2 and win the 2, you know, my junior, senior year, and to go out with a win and, you know, go to the playoffs.
What this year would do with a win would prove that last year was not a fluke was not an accident, was nothing you could explain away, it would prove that, yeah, the Bobcats aren't going away. We've had ups and downs this year. We didn't go 9-2 like we probably could have, should have, but we're not going away.
The crowd still filing in, and the Bobcats have chosen to take the football, and they will do so in a matter of moments. And it has all the makings of a classic. Chris Snyder, an outstanding kicker. He is the second all-time leading scorer in the history of the Big Sky Conference. He'll put a foot into it. We're underway. That ball is going to bounce past Ryan Elliott, picked up at the 10-yard line by Smith. The 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. He's at the 45. He's at the 50. He's down the sideline to the 20, to the 10. He'll walk into the end zone. This place is off the hook. Corey Smith, no flags. 6-0 Bobcats. Can you believe it? Watch Talmadge, he's the only big receiver at 6'4". He's on the near side, matched up with Hackett. Oaks, ball fake. Looking for Talmadge, sacked! He's sacked! Back at the 20. And once again, it's Bo Clark from Belgrade, Montana, with back-to-back quarterback sacks. Snyder, who missed from 31, will attempt about a 38-yard field goal. Snap high, the hold is good, a line drive kick, and Snyder drills it.
Nice shot, fellas. Nice shot. Nice shot. Keep it up now.
Full receiver set as Oaks changes the play. Hilliard to the setback. With the fullback over the wideouts and give it to Lex Hilliard across midfield into the Bobcat secondary. Still on his feet. Bobcat 40, 35, 30, 25. Knocked out of bounds at the 20-yard line by Joey Thomas. Lex Hilliard breaking off 30 yards on a run right up the gut, and here come the Grizz again. First and goal from the 1. They'll hand it to Green. They'll bull forward. I don't think he made it.
No signal.
Oaks is the only guy signaling right now, and he's 10 yards behind the play. The Bobcat interior appears to have held on first down. And now they say touchdown. A big third down again. It's third down. They need about 2. Wolf at tight end to the near side. Goodman at tight end to the left side. Robinson steps up to fill the gap from a linebacker spot for the Grizzlies. Lule's going to run a little fake option, wants to throw, lobbing for Corey Smith. He's out there, and Travis just overshot him by about 3 yards. So key for the Bobcats, as anemic as their offense has been, to not permit a score on this possession. It's third down at about 18-19. They move Hilliard through the formation. Oaks going to roll, has a bit of time. Now the pocket collapses, hit as he throws, picked off, and picked off by Qualls. He's at the 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, to the 10, 5, touchdown Bobcats! Kenneth Qualls with the interception return for the score, and the Bobcats regain the lead.
You listen to me. It ain't about you. It's about those guys. We're kicking off from the 20 now. You stay right there. Hey, that's a hell of a play, but it does us no good when you showboat.
Novak will take a soft 8.
I only have one thing to say to you, fellas. We have worked way too hard. We have come too far, and we are way too close to let anybody do anything in our house to us. For us, in 30 minutes, the dream lives on. And our dream has nothing to do with those guys. It has everything to do about us. Make the plays you've trained your entire life to make. Make it one after another. Defense, just keep on scoring. Let's go.
Tremendous drive for the Bobcats after the good stand by the Bobcat defense. Leading 13-10 here in the third. The Cats lead 6. Long count for Lule. He's going to hand it to Moloch. He's got a seam. He's got a touchdown. And the Bobcats lead at 19-10. Under 14 to play in the game. Second down, about 6 from the 18-yard line. Little movement from the Grizzlies, bootleg, Lule gets away, Elliott has it, he's at the 10, he's at the 5, Elliott down at the 1-yard line!
Come on, brother!
Lule's gonna keep it himself, hello, Pete! That's gonna be a touchdown! Travis Lule diving in, it's 26-10. Montana State, 8th rushing touchdown of the year with a red-headed Houdini from St. Luke's side.
We got to march again. Fourth and over. Fourth and over. They ain't going to roll over. Let's go now.
Oh, the Grizz just keep coming. Leaning on that proud heritage. 4:34 to play in this game. Oaks to the end zone. Touchdown, Oliver. He waltzes in. And with 4:26 to play in this football game, we have a whole new football game. 27-20, Montana State. Well, here it is.
Well, we said big third down.
To play.
How about a big fourth down?
Oaks at his own 16 with a 4th and 5, 4 receiver set. Green in the backfield, no timeouts for either team.
How about a sack here?
Oaks has it. Back to pass. Montoya got away from Montoya. Still running, low chasing, long throw, and it's going to be intercepted. No, Kenneth Paul's dropped it, but there's a flag on the play. There's a flag on the play as Joey Thomas made a play on the football and hold everything.
Holding of an eligible receiver, number 2 on the defense. Penalty is 10 yards from the previous spot. Automatic first down.
Wow. That's going to give new life to the Montana Grizzlies. And the game and the drama continues. Line of scrimmage, the Grizz 39. They need to reach the Bobcat 37. Oaks in the gun. 4-man rush. Hit as he throws. Long ball out of bounds. Ball to Montana State. Bo Clark was applying the pressure and he drilled Craig Oaks as he let it fly into the Grizzlies sideline. No timeouts for either club, meaning the Grizzlies cannot stop the clock. Bobcats looking to win their second consecutive Cat Grizz game, their first in Bozeman since 1985. More importantly than that, 14 Bobcat seniors are going to play another week of football if the Cats can negotiate the last 11 seconds of this football game. Lule's in punt formation. Dusty Dawes out of Bozeman, snaps it. Lule steps into it, nearly blocked. End over end. Seegers has to let it go. It's inside the 5. It's going to stop right at the goal line. It's stopped on the 1-inch line. The clock goes to 0, and the Montana State Bobcats are the 2003 Big Sky Conference champions.
Dear God, I just thank you for this time. I thank you for the hospitality of the Clarks. I thank you for the Bobcat family. Lord, we thank you for the blessing of this food and just help us to just realize how blessed we are. Lord, we cover our young men as they go to Northern Iowa and just help them to play the best of their ability, Father.
on, guys. Let's sit up.
Dear God, I just thank you for this time. I thank you for the hospitality of the Clarks. I thank you for the Bobcat family. Lord, we thank you for the blessing of this food and just help us to just realize how blessed we are. Lord, we cover our young men as they go to Northern Iowa and just help them to play the best of their ability, Father, and stay injury-free. Lord, thank you for this great day and great time. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
This Thanksgiving, I got a lot to be thankful for. Another conference title, back-to-back titles, beating the Grizz for the second straight year, getting another one of these nice little rings on my finger, and just being able to spend another week with my teammates and my coaches.
I always give thanks for just my family being so supportive. I know a lot of people don't have both their parents in their life. Anytime I can get a chance to spend with my family, I do. And I'm always thankful for that. And of course, I always be thankful for the abilities that God gave me.
You know, I mean, this Thanksgiving, I mean, I'm thankful for my coaches out here, Coach Bailey and Coach Kramer especially. You found me back in Little State in Oregon and gave me the opportunity to come out here, and my parents who were willing to let go of me a little bit and let me go out to Bozeman and experience everything I've experienced so far here. I mean, I've been out here for 2 years and I've loved every minute.
For playing, just, you know, I'm thankful for being able to play, being in the playoffs. You know, I only have one semester left and I graduate.
You know, I'll be thankful for my health, that I'm actually still here, alive and kicking. You know, I'll be thankful for just being a part of a winning program, being a part of football, which has been a big part of my life for a really long time. And, you know, for me to still be involved with it is really important to me.
It's hard to be the best, didn't know what to expect. Never used to be the one everyone wanted to be hanging out with. But when it's all over, what will you have to show? Who knows?
You come away with a win, you know, and it's something you can't really describe. You know, it's everything that you've put into that year has come out good, well. You know, you got the championship, you're gonna get the ring. And I mean, it's a feeling you can't really describe.
My family was there. I had quite a few family members, you know, that have drove a long way to be there for my last senior game on my home field, which was an awesome deal. And then, you know, the whole senior day with, you know, my name being announced, the parents walking out with me, that was, you know, a lot of emotions flying around there. My mom was crying, of course, like she always does, you know, at every event. But it was fun. It was a lot of fun. And then to pull off the victory in the end just made things, you know, that much better. It just topped it off. You know, it was a great way to end our home field career as seniors.
What an electric atmosphere, you know. Who would have thought that 2 years in a row the Bobcats could win the league in such a dramatic fashion.
Beating Montana a second time does, you know, kind of proves that last year wasn't a fluke, but you know, at the same time, what it really comes down to is us wanting to go to the playoffs and have a shot at, you know, taking that next step with the program. So, you know, we had to win that game in order for us to go into the playoffs, and now we're sitting here, you know, looking at another game, you know, just taking it 1 week at a time from here on out. But it's, you know, it's been the goal all year long to get back into the playoffs, and this time make a little bit of noise.
It's euphoric, you know. It's something you only dream of being a part of. You know, having to beat your rival, and for us, you know, having a playoff berth on the line and a conference championship on the line, it meant that much more. And you know, as a coach, all I did was I think I sat out on the field for about 45 minutes and just soaked it in and kind of lived the excitement for as long as I could, just to you know, really get a feel for what had just had happened. And you know, the big thing for me as a coach is I was really excited for the seniors.
We've been in playoff mode ever since the Northern Arizona game because we knew there was a very slim margin of error. So we've been in that mode for the past 6 weeks, but just I think it took a little out of us because it was a hard, you know, every game like that's hard fought and it's going to be close, and you spend so much energy and the state gets so into it that it's hard not to get swept away by the emotions of it. And plus, after the game, everybody's patting you on the back, telling you how great you are, and it's hard for a young man not to get caught up in that and thinking that the season's over.
Coming out of the Cat Goods game and going to the playoffs, we've done it before. So, you know, the guys, I don't think will have a letdown. They're already talking about it after the game. So, I think the focus is going to be there. They want to get their first win in the playoffs. The seniors don't want this to be their last game.
Well, last year, you know, for us, it all happened so fast, and everything came together at the last minute, and all of a sudden we're in the playoffs. So it almost felt like, you know, we're just given an extra game. But this year, all off season long, you know, we've been talking about trying to get back to that same level. So it's been in the back of our minds all year long.
I think a lot of people, myself included, just figured, hey, we're going to Louisiana. You know, McNeese State's #1, and that's where we're going to be. And now Northern Iowa, a great perennial power at the 1AA ranks, very good football team. But I do think most people were expecting to go to Lake Charles.
In playoff time, anything can happen. Whoever's playing the best on Saturday is going to win the game. So, you know, one out of these 16 teams has got to win. You know, why couldn't it be us? So, you know, we're optimistic going in. At the same time, we know we have a huge challenge in front of us, but it's one that we're definitely up to and willing to face.
I mean, nothing's going to change really for what we've been doing all year long. We just got to go out and do a good job of executing what we want to do.
Coach Dumas told us, you know, that it's going to be a pretty loud crowd, so I think we're going to be using some, you know, adjustments to adjust to the noise or whatever, like such as hand signals or, you know, just certain movements. Playing on AstroTurf, yeah, this is only my, I think, third time playing on that stuff. Yeah, I can't stand it.
Probably the Bobcats right now are about as healthy as they've been. The one guy you wonder about, maybe Bruce Moloch. Moloch has gone out of each of the last 2 games with a problem in the shoulder. We saw it at Portland State. We saw it against the Grizzlies as well. He'll have to play through that. But again, when you come to the playoffs, you know, I think you're pretty much going to have to saw somebody's leg off to keep him out of the football game.
All right, fellas, for the national championship. Get it together and let's get going.
Let's go!
The pass complete to Carter on the flat. He spins away from a defender, loose at the 15, still on his feet, and down to the 12-yard line. Wingert awaits. The snap is good. The kick is up, and the kick is good. 3-0 Northern Iowa. Now 4 receiver set on 2nd and 10. Good block in the backfield by Moloch, but the man he blocked lands on Lule for a sack, and it was right over Dusty Dawes, the new left tackle.
Stay stiff on that guy. You put the running back on a hell of an island.
Petrie out of the gun, throws quickly and on time, picked off by Joey Thomas at midfield. And the first team All Big Sky corner with the first turnover of the game. Lule in shotgun again, 4 wides. Wants to throw quickly and does. It's complete to Corey Smith. Has the first down and more. Across the 20. The ball's loose. Inside the 5. It's still loose at the 6-yard line. And it's covered by Northern Iowa at their own 6-yard line. About 6 guys had a crack at it as Corey Smith coughs it up in the red zone. And the Bobcats turn it over on the doorstep.
Here we go, deep block!
They give on first down to Freeney. He's across the 6, still on his feet. Ball pops loose. It's loose at the 11. It's loose at the 11, and I think the Bobcats have it. Ken Ione says they've got it. Jay Hackett says they've got it. You can add John Montoya to that.
The Bobcats have it.
Iona and Montoya, some pretty good characters. Can you trust them? We'll find out as they start to unstack him. Not a lot of excitement from the Northern Iowa bench. And the Bobcats have it. They've got it at the 11. They get it right back. So many times this defense has come through. Crowd on its feet on 3rd down and 12 from the 13. Offset I formation for Lule. Long count, quick drop, under pressure again. Flush, throw into the corner. Turnquist, touchdown! Turnquist with an amazing catch in the corner of the end zone. They'll fake inside, they'll run outside. It's a reverse to the tight end cut right. He'll walk in. Pardon me, it's Thorne. Untouched for the Panther touchdown.
Good enough All-American guys here, the All-Star guys, the guys that want to win this ball game to go out and make this thing what we want it to be. We've got to continue to make plays. You've got to, as an individual, reach down and make those super plays. Use your eyes, play at pet level, and finish this thing. Let's go get it. Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Bobcats trail 14-7, but they are sending a message with their opening drive here in the second half. Lule in the shotgun with Mayfield. Bad snap. Lule just grabs it, and he's up the gut for the touchdown from 11 yards away. Every time they throw it deep, and that time with Joey Thomas not on the field, they took advantage. 75-yard pitch and catch. Motion to the right side, they'll give it to Freeney, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Northern Iowa, and they will extend their lead to 27-14.
Boys, keep fighting.
Bobcats need a drive, they need it now. Lule into the gun, 4 wides. Under 9 minutes to play in the game. 1st and 10 from the 22. Lule pumps. He's going to be hit. He's going to be dropped. Dropped back at the 13-yard line. That Bobcat defense has been on the field a lot. They're on the field again with their backs against the wall. Line of scrimmage, the Cat 44. They'll hand the ball to Carter. He pops through the right side, slips away from Ione, still on his feet. 30, 25, 20, 15, 10, 5. Dragged down at the 2-yard line. That's just a heck of a run by Richard Carter. And they're about to put the what would be a big dagger in the heart of the Bobcats.
The playoffs, it's all awesome. There is no bad in the playoffs. This coaching staff loves you guys. I love you guys.
I think the Bobcat football team expected more of itself. They didn't expect just to go to the playoffs and be happy because they were in. That was last year's team. This year's team expected to win. They expected to win more than one game, and I think they're wholeheartedly disappointed with the outcome against Northern Iowa. There's none of this, well, at least we won the league, at least we made the playoffs, none of that. It's tears, it's crying, it's people really, frankly, pissed off that they had the opportunity and they let it get away from them. There is no satisfaction, and when you have such a great and storied group of seniors, there's no tomorrow for those guys. And I think there's sadness on the part of a lot of Bobcat fans as well, knowing they'll never see Kane Ione play in a Bobcat uniform again. Joey Thomas is done, Montoya, Swigert, a guy like Adam Cordero, Jay Hackett. It's over for the seniors, and I think that's the part that really hurts most of all.
You don't have to go to practice now. You don't have to go lift at 6:30 in the morning. You don't have to run. So I mean, there's definite good things. But I mean, it's hard because you're not part of that group anymore. You're done.
Man, what kills you when you're a coach And you talk to Mike Kramer, any of the coaches, and they'll tell you this, is that there's no time to mourn. There's no time to sit back, have a drink and say, damn, Kane Ione was a great football player. Boy, was it great to coach Adam Cordero, John Montoya, because these coaches are going to come back to Bozeman and they're going to get on a plane and the recruiting starts yesterday. I mean, there is no end to it. For the players, yeah, they'll get a little time off. They'll get Christmas, then they'll come back, they'll start lifting, they'll get bigger, they'll get faster, they'll get stronger, or they'll move on. Joey Thomas will play in the Senior Bowl. Some guys lined up for the 1AA All-Star game.
We have 5 guys playing in the 1AA All-Star game. Six selected, 5 are going to play. Brent Swigert, Mateo Toilolo, our offensive line. On our defensive line, Montoya and Cordero both going to get a chance to play, plus Kane Ione out of our defensive secondary. Joey Thomas has been selected to play in the premier postseason All-Star game, which is the Senior Bowl. It gives the program tremendous exposure on a national sense. What a recruiting boon it can be to walk into a kid's home and sit on his couch and say, hey, here's our guys that are playing in the All-Star game. Nobody else that's recruiting you can say that.
I'm going to the first ever 1AA All-Star game. So that's December 26th. I think for 4 or 5 days we go down to Florida.
All I want to do is just become the best football player that I could possibly become. I've been working on the small things as far as the techniques and the fundamentals of the game, and just put myself in the best position to come in, whoever's camp, and just have success and play. I mean, I want to play. I mean, I don't want to sit on nobody's bench. I mean, I want to play, and I want to play now, but I have to put myself in the best situation and give myself the best chance to have that happen for myself. So I have a lot of work ahead of me, but I mean, if you're a competitor, that's what you look forward to, is the challenge.
For the coaches, you don't even have a chance to wave goodbye. Those seniors step off one end, and you've got to go find the next Kane Ione, the next Brent Swigert, and it is a never-ending merry-go-round for these coaches. And I think that's kind of sad. I think it's sad for them because they don't have a chance to savor what they did, and it's sad for the kids because they don't really get the send-off in a lot of respects that they've earned, but they know that. I mean, they were the freshmen 4 years ago, 5 years ago, that were coming in on the heels of another senior class, and I guess that's the thing about college football that the common fan doesn't always see, is that it just it spits them out. It brings them in and spits them out, and you better enjoy them while they're there, because the next thing you know, you're memorizing a whole new list of names and faces.
The hard part is what I'm trying to get over was 5 years of my life that I gave to the program. I mean, that's what's hard, is making that transition. That I'm finally over. I'm finally done.
Everyone says, oh my goodness, you lose seniors like this, what are you going to do? You can't go on. Well, life goes on. That's just the way it is. Is this an absolutely unbelievable group of seniors? Yes. Are you going to get a group just like that again? Probably never. No, in terms of how their personalities fit together, what they could do on the field, what they brought in terms of leadership. But now it's time for someone else to step up and be a senior. And that's, again, the beauty of college athletics, is you wait your turn, and then it's your chance to prove what you can do, what you can bring to the table. Next year, will some of these younger players, Kayam Hunter, will he be Joey Thomas? No, but he'll be Kayam Hunter, and that's pretty good. Will Mac Mullihan be just like Brent Swigert in terms of leadership as he grows older? No, but a chance for him to be Mac Mullihan, and that's neat. And I think there'll be plenty of leaders next year. It starts with the redhead. Travis Lule will only be a junior, but he's a guy everybody looks up to. Guys like Roger Cooper, a guy like Mateo Toilolo, if he can get his year back, Ray Sebastian. These guys have proven it on the field. They've proven it off the field. And I think they'll step right in, and it'll be a different Bobcat football team, but it still has the makings to be a very good Bobcat football team. And I think now the process is go from being a good team to being a great program.
Get going.
Straight on 3. 1, 2, 3. Stay.